January 1st, 2026 loves. This is take two. Something happened with the live, but we're back. And I want to talk to you about time, this new fire era that's beginning in this new calendar year, right? So a lot of light workers, a lot of sensitive souls ask the question about time and cyclical time and the calendar years versus the natural years. We have so many timelines in this experience of reality that I want to kind of untangle this for you, okay? So that we can simplify and actually utilize the time streams to our advantage, meaning we get to use all energy for our advantage when we know how to do the alchemy, when we know how to ride the currents, right? So this is a powerful year. The marking always starts with the Gregorian calendar. This is our regular, 12-month calendar year. And it starts now, January 1st, right? We organize time this way on planet Earth for the past 2,000 plus year. And from this place, there is a great number of people on planet Earth that are all shifting. Everyone, well, for the most part, most people right now are in a moment of shedding the past and setting intentions for this future year ahead, right? What does that mean? What does that mean energetically? Because there's many different, we're going to talk about the year of the fire horse, which is Chinese astrology, starts February 17th. The astrological calendar year, so according to nature, actually starts with the March equinox, right? Then there's a galactic year, that starts later in July. We have so many cycles of time within time. But what's happening right now is that there's an energy that's shifting. So the grid works of reality are in a moment of cleansing, in a moment of replenishing, because the majority of people that live on planet Earth actually celebrate this time because it's, the agreed upon time circuitry for planet Earth right now in 2026. And so when the consciousness of the people, when the collective consciousness of the people is directed specifically at a shifting, a positive mindset shift in some way, okay, we have this imaginary line that says, okay, something is done and something begins, right? And this is the power of our intentions, of our collective decisions, of our collective agreements. We have this agreement with reality. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that you have to subscribe to it and that you have to work with it, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to let go and to utilize the energy of the consciousness, of the collective consciousness, and actually jump. Because whenever energy collects in a specific direction, everyone wants to, be better. Let's just kind of, say it that way. Wants to shed the past and create new intentions, be better, set new goals, new thresholds, for this year, then there's a general lifting, okay? It's the fog wants to lift. Use this as a trampoline, use this as a launch platform, ride this energy, but be sure that you don't just get in the temporary cycle, the people that are okay, New Year's resolution, we're going to go to the gym, we're going to go do this, we're going to start the diet, right? And then things don't actually happen because you're riding on collective momentum, but you're not making it yours. So how do we make this moment work for us? You ground in to your inside, to your inside of you. You literally ground it in to your body, okay? In the flow of who you are as a divine consciousness being, in the aspects of who you are. And while this may sound complicated, it's really not. Okay, you have an energy signature, you have a frequency, you have a heartbeat, you have you're a whole body, higher system of reality inhabiting the body. So a higher consciousness that is inhabiting a system, a divine system of reality that is your physical body, okay? And in this, you can ground in timelines. You can ground in intentions. You can ground in conscious experiences from different moments in time into your moment of now. This is also collectively referred to as time jumping, okay? Or time collapsing and collapsing time and, manifesting in the now or whatever. It all comes back to one very solid principle. If your energy, if your energetic signature, if who you are on the inside of yourself, okay, the frequency doesn't match the thing that you want, doesn't sustain your intentions, your goals, your good ideas, right? Like your resolutions. If your energy is not grounded in that inside of you, then it's just an external thing. And external things go with the flow and with the winds, right? Like they are not anchored inside of you. They're not really part of your conscious intentions. They're just part of like, oh, sure, this sounds like a good idea, right? And it flows over here. Do you see the difference? Like, do you feel that? It's kind of like, oh, people are doing this. Sure. Like, this sounds like a good idea. It sounds like a good idea right now to start committing to yoga again, to start committing to my, meditation practice again, whatever it is. Like, it sounds like a good idea, but utilize that and actually make it meaningful for you. Ground it in and shed the layers of you that is not in resonance with that, right? Shed, let go of the other parts of you. Like, let's put them in this other timeline if it helps you, in this year. Like if a year was like a section, let them go. Really what you want to do is you want to send everything that doesn't serve back up to source light. You want to transmute it. You want to alchemize it. But it helps the mental mind, like the human mind, to actually say, okay, I'm not bringing this. This is how powerful our mind is. All of this stuff happened in 2025 and I'm not bringing it in 2026. It's this there's like a wall, right? Like something just happened. Well, instead we're on a continuum. But our mind and our perception is such that we actually can draw this line and we can clear things out. You can do this anytime you want to. Right now, we're just in this collective moment where it's like, okay, I'm going to ride this wave. Everybody kind of has these new ideas and this new thing. So ride this wave, get into the higher frequency, but ground it in for you, okay? This is a good time to take inventory of who you are becoming, and who you want to be. Where are your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your belief systems leading you to? What are you creating out of that? Because if your frequency, if your internal grounded frequency is not in resonance with the things that you are intending to create, with the things that your heart desires, right? If you want one thing, but you're vibrating with another, that's disharmony, that's disalignment, right? When you're in alignment, when you're in the flow, everything works with you. Everything works to support you. And when you have these moments, so thoughts, feelings, actions, beliefs, right? Who you are in as a whole, right? In harmony. And when you do that and you're in your resonant field and you broadcast this field of possibility, then reality works reality alchemizes for you. The red carpet of reality rolls out because you're broadcasting this frequency. So that happens when you have that frequency in yourself, when you're broadcasting the frequency, not when you're putting it on in a meditation, not like you're calling into yourself something. Do you feel the difference? Not like you're just calling in something, but that something isn't a part of you. You have to bring it in. You literally have to birth it from within. It's a frequency that has to be a resident, take residence in your physical body. If it's not inside of your body because you're still holding on to old time loops, to old stories, to anxieties and fears and mental loops, or in anxiety, stress, right? Future, past, things that don't keep you coherent in your physical field, that's the stuff to let go. That's the stuff to clear out, send it back up to source light, right? Do a ceremony for yourself. We just had an amazing one. That's why my crown is on. We just had an amazing mental, emotional, physical recalibration experience inside of Temple of the Flame to kick off this calendar year, as we do for many different like moments in time, right? If one of the things that I did last year, I think it's available, but if not, I'll make it available now. It's called the Total Reboot. It's a workshop, right? It's a smaller investment than Temple of the Flame. This is a great time though to jump into Temple of the Flame. I'll tell you that. We're going to have a new enrollment experience coming up in January. This is like the full physical, mental, emotional body transformation where we're transfiguring the nervous system, all of the systems of the body, and we're bringing on the flame body, which I've talked about in this last year, and a lot of people are going to start talking about now that we're turning our attention to fire and the fire horse, etc. You'll see, right? The flame is emerging, and remember that light, when it's intense in its divine form, turns to flame. In your light body, you want the light body to transition to the flame body. So when you're ready for that and you want to work with me, that's inside Temple of the Flame. Okay. And it's powerful, powerful work, because when you transmute the old stories and everything else of who you are, right, you keep being a match for higher harmonic realities, for new constructs in reality, for new available timelines, because you create them, because you're grounded within yourself in the divinity that is you, in the remembrance and the reclaiming of consciousness that is you. And when you remember who you are and you are in the divine embodiment of who you are grounding into the physical, your divinity. So if your divinity is grounded in, can you see how reality gets easier, right? Because you don't have the loop-de-loops of like the human mind and the old beliefs and the old stories that we've inherited in many ways of we've, allowed to be in our field. Like you're not playing that anymore, right? Like you're not resonating with that because your resonance, your frequency, your energetic signature is so grounded into who you are in your divine self. And then of course, reality starts to work differently, right? So this is a work inside of Temple of the Flame. But when you are wanting to just shift you recalibrate your system, right? You're like, okay, I need like a boost. Like I got to like clear this stuff out, and I need to be on a different timeline, like mind, body, spirit, soul. Get me over the fuck here. Like this has to be different. Go and get the Total Reboot. Okay. I'll make it available after this live. And it's one powerful experiences. There's some like via video, and there's a couple of like voice notes for guidance. And it's something that you can do anytime. And it's a very physical, mental, emotional, and soul level experience that you can do that will literally reset your field. Okay. So support yourself and get yourself there, because these moments, that makes so much more sense. Yeah, so much sense in terms of hi Jessica, in terms of like the way that these like time constructs work, right? So this is a moment, it's like the carpe diem like moment. You can either like catch it, ride the wave, right? Or the wave is gone, and that's that. And then you can wait for the next wave, right? And that's the way that it works in this life, in this reality, until, right, you're like, okay, this is my moment. And the difference is you decide. Just like you decide that 2025 is like, there's a wall and it's like done and we all believe this thing, right? And so therefore in 2026, I feel refreshed. It's 2026. And it's like you went to sleep and you wake up another day, right? But it's because everyone's collective like consciousness is directed at that. And so it's easier to believe. But what if higher principles were like that, right? So start thinking in this way. What if we all were actually embodying our divinity like that, right? Like what if we were able to create Oops, I really wanted this to be like a short one, so I set a timer for myself, but here we are, always talking about the things, right? So think about it that way. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? Like a belief that's like this. Right now, majority of people on planet Earth, right? Everybody believes, knows, because our reality supports it, that there's a time period that is over. 2025 is over, and now we're in 2026. We are organized this way. What if you organized your own consciousness also to believe that there's an era of certain things that is done, certain beliefs you're done believing, right? And I'm not saying to eject the calendar year. I mean, we're all working with the current reality constructs, right? Like, and we're creating different ways. Like, I mean, my personal frame of reference goes from March to March, right? Like from equinox to equinox. That's when I really feel it. That doesn't mean that I don't feel cyclical time as a planetary collective experience, you know, as the years move. And I love it. It's a celebration. There's fireworks, right? Like it's something that we've decided to assign meaning to, but realize that in the matrix, right, in the holographic, the reality and the construct that we're experiencing as physical reality, however you want to call it, which is a beautiful place, right, on planet Earth. Like we have these things that's like, oh, we decided it works this way, so now it must be like this. And it's an invisible field, right? It's just this invisible thing that we've all agreed to. So works your divine higher consciousness. So works your mental patterns. So works your emotional experiences. Like at one point, you decide that you're done. And so you leave it in a time construct, or you carry it forward, or you decide, right, at the next, whenever the next wave is, that you're on board with that. So the only difference in this equation is when you decide to rise up to your full potential and jump on the wave and be like, okay, I'm going to use this wave, right? So the next wave, if you're like, you know what, I can't do this, like I'm not into this, this was like a hard year, whatever. Like we have our dramatic moment on planet Earth, and I'm going like this because it's like, you know, when we're just like, oh my gosh, you know, that feeling, which we're fully entitled to having our dramatic moments on planet Earth. Like, you know, if you choose that, like have that moment and then like shift whenever you're ready, shift. Like, let's not, it's like, let's move through and get into better states of consciousness. And, you know, but it's also the moments of expressing in human form, I feel like. So have your moment. The next wave is February 17th. You know, there's more. There's a lot more in terms of the January astrology, right? There's lots more places where you can jump. And again, let me clarify this. You can always, at any point, any day that is a good day for you, you decide, you create, you shift, you create your own, like enough, like I'm done with this and I'm moving with this at any time. And this can be from bad to good, from good to better, from better to great, from great to excellent, from excellent to fucking blow my mind extraordinary, right? Like this can happen at any point. And you can also do from bad to blow my mind extraordinary. That's a quantum leap, right? If you want to be like, fuck it, I'm all in. Like I'm going, you know, for the big thing. You can do that any time. What happens is you are a frequency field, right? You are your soul, your vibration, your mind, your heart, right? They put together, as we know from the Heart Math Institute, like your heart is the brain, like we broadcast a field, right? It's been measured in ECGs, like you know the science behind this. If you don't, go look at like Dr. Joe Dispenza, but we broadcast a field. We are an emitter of frequency. And if you don't know this, right, you got work to do, but most of you, like all of you know this, we emit a frequency. It's broadcasted out in a magnetic way by our hearts and in an electrical way by our thoughts, okay? We are magnetic electrical resonance. So as we do this, and because we are an energy field, we are connected to the field, the infinite field of possibilities, right? We are fully in exchange with it because we're part of the field. We're just defined in our experience by the physical body. So what happens when the field is supercharged? Not our specific individual field, but the whole field is supercharged because everyone is deciding that we're moving consciousness forward, right? Like a calendar year. Or if everyone is aligning with, oh my gosh, it's the Chinese zodiac year, February 17th. It's a new beginning. If you're aligning with that, there's another wave, right? When there's a wave or there's a wave at the equinox, it's a good time to do that. Or there's ginormous waves at eclipse points, right? When there's like massive conjunctions, like astral bodies that create these currents, and you're like, I'm going to jump on that because your field and your energy can utilize all of that supercharged energy in the field brought to you by the consciousness of the people or brought to you by planetary alignments, right? Like brought to you by phenomenon, basically, that create a supercharged energy that you can utilize. Like if it was battery power and you can actually be like, whew, I'm going to use this and I'm going to jump in and it feels supportive and it feels like it's easier to do because you are swimming on top of a current that's already flowing, right? Like the wave is carrying you. That doesn't mean you can't do it without the wave. You can do it anytime you decide because you are your own frequency field. And once you learn to utilize it, anytime is a good time to propel yourself forward. You'll always find that frequency field to match you. Does that make sense? But it's easier when you're like supported by the energetic flow of the planetary consciousness, the galactic consciousness, the universal consciousness. Like it's amazing. So this is one of those moments in time that feels energized. Okay. So that's why, right? Like when we have like holidays and events like that, like there's an energy, like around Christmas, everybody that celebrates Christmas, like there's an electricity in the field because of the meaning that we've associated to a holiday that creates like where people are in more goodness and loving flow, right? There's meaning and association to things for which we can thrive with, like we can utilize it, we can be conscious of it, we can utilize it for our remembrance, for our sovereignty, for our divine embodiment, instead of it being some old ceremonial custom that's worn out and it's just about something physical, like there's always a shadow side to moments in time, to especially like holidays on planet Earth. There's always the lower constructs. Like, don't fucking do that. Like, we don't do that anymore. We don't live here, right? Like, we don't live on the basics of this planetary field. We don't live on the 3D grids anymore. Like, you want to live in the higher frequency grids that are coming in such fullness that the old matrices are disintegrating. But we really have to build and migrate our consciousness on the higher fields, on the higher possibilities, right? On the higher solutions, which means we have to embody those frequencies and those solutions and those like mental thoughts. Like nobody else will do it. We all collectively get to broadcast so anchored into our divinity and who we are as we remember and we get to grounding these higher dimensional fields that then will melt away, the old constructs. But the old constructs don't go away just because we're like, oh, this is the year that the old constructs go away, is I'm going to put a filter on it, right? And I'm going to wait for things to just melt away. We are the ones that are disintegrating, that are clearing out, that are dismantling all of this by our ability to resonate and to broadcast frequencies that literally like clear through, they cut through the bullshit, they cut through the old constructs, and the old constructs can no longer resonate. Like when there's enough of us, we've done this over and over again, when there's enough of us, right, that resonate higher, then some more old constructs have to be cleared out. So focus your attention and focus your superpowers, right? Like your ability to see, to hear, to create, like all of your super senses, your ability to, maybe like be the oracle or to channel, do so safely, right? Like use the light protocols, like as I've always taught, your ability to, to like see, hear, taste, like all of your clear senses, utilize them for good. This is a moment in time where you really want to, this is the year of the superpowers for sure. Everybody that has been doing like work with me, that has been utilizing like your intuitive superpowers, right? Like empathic, emotional, like all of those things, like it's going to come in more and more important. And if you have not developed your superpowers, make this your year. Like DM me if you have questions about it. But like I am so the person for this kind of work. And I know that there's like a lot out there, but I've been doing this for years. So however you do it, it's the time to develop your superpowers, your ability to actually see beyond what your physical eyes are seeing, to feel beyond what is in your immediate like sensory push fields, like your Wi-Fi's, radios, TVs, like, streams. Like we have to be able to see through and feel through the realities in order to actually discern, because soon enough we're not going to be able to trust our own eyes, right? With AI and everything else and that's going on in the world. Like there's so much is like, what's illusion, what's true, right? Like who's an alien, what's a spaceship, and what's not, and what's just like the government stuff. Like what's actually real? Are the star beings, right? Are you talking to a star beings, or are you talking to like, an entity, a discarnate entity that's pretending and tricking you? Like, are you actually working with Jesus, or are you not? Is there like all of these things? This is going to be so relevant. And guess what's going to cut through the bullshit? Is you having your superpowers, you actually being able to work with senses that go beyond the physical senses. So this is definitely the year for that. But utilize what you got, right? Like your superpowers, and create now. This is a good anchoring point. This is a good place to create your future timeline and to bring it in, to create the experiences that you want to live on planet Earth, because there's so much energy into new opportunities. So spend some time, like do your intentions, like get within yourself. What do you want to anchor in? What do you want to broadcast? What do you want to be known in this reality for, right? Like, how do you want to experience life? These are the questions to be asking, and to be like really holding that field. And then everything that is not that, everything that is coming to your attention in mental ways, emotional ways, energetic ways, that is not what you want, clear, right? Like let go, unravel, clear. Detox is a great time to detox, because if we are to remember our divinity on planet Earth, which we know we're doing this, right? If we are here to birth our light body, flame body, our divine self into form, we can't hold on to the baggage. Like we can't pretend, right? And the years of pretending have passed, but the more we move forward, right? There's no more like fake it till you make it. You just be it now. Like none of that works. There's no more like getting the energy. It's like be in the energy, like be who you want to be. Like it starts with you at a visceral level. Okay. And this is more important than ever now. We are beacons. We are literally beacons of reality frequency for everybody around us, for the entire world. And the more of us truly resonate, like awaken and resonate on this level, like on this deep, deep divine level, the more we're going to be like, okay, we're really bringing into form this new way of life, these new ideas, and grounding in like new ways for sustainable, divine, harmonious living on planet Earth. This is the stuff. Okay. So, okay. We talked for a while. I love you. I'm going to go because this is now double the time that I was going to have it be, but I hope this gives you, really my intention today was to give you something to like pick up and like blast off from. Like This is a moment in time that you can use to your advantage and create with and do something amazing with. And don't, like, who cares what everybody else is doing, right? Like, let everybody do their thing. Like, the world is like wild and variated and crazy and amazing and whatever. Stay in your lane. You do you. You do your frequency. Fuck what everybody else is doing. We love all the people, and also at the same time, it's kind of like that. It's like your human mind has to disconnect from what everybody else is doing. Choose and decide for you, right? In a way that supports, this is the way to do it, is what works for you in a way that creates the planetary experience that you want to live in, right? That's the vibe. The vibe is like, because if you do something for yourself that betters yourself and betters everything around you, then everyone is winning. Then we're all winning. Then we're all creating the planet that we came for, the experience of life that we came for, right? But if, like, when people set intentions like fuck everybody else, like, you know, like I don't get whatever, like da da da, but then there's judgments and there's things, and then it's like, oh, I should do that, or, you know, whatever. All of that is just dysfunctional energy. We're leaving all of that behind. We don't do that. Like, you don't want to like energy suck from people. We don't do that. We embody our own divine energy. That's where true power is. And then we broadcast the field in a way that what's good for us is good for the community, is good for the planet, is good for the galaxy, is good for the entire universal flow, because we're really here for that, right? Like, we're here on that level. So much comes down to us. Like, the level of responsibility that we have from a divine perspective, from our divine self right now, is like extraordinary. We literally are trusting ourselves from our divine self, from our divinity, like, you know, God self, founder self. Like, we have trusted ourselves. We have bet on ourselves for this form, this human form in this moment of now, to literally reconcile so much of what's happened in our universe over time and to bring harmony. Like, we are in a very special moment of reality, of all of this symphony that has added up to this moment of now for us to experience this extraordinary life that we have an opportunity to create from. But when we forget that we are a part of something so big, and we get into our little day, then we are worried about very like physical things, and we can get stuck in that little things, and we don't see the way through because we're not expanded. When our consciousness is expanded, when you're in your superpowers, you'll come back to the day and things will move for you, and the path will open, and the experiences will come, and the ideas will come, and the people will come, right? Because you're doing something for yourself that's good for the entire system. Then you're winning, right? So we don't care what others are doing, because our job is to be in our own alignment. And once we are in our own alignment and everybody is in their own alignment and we're in our divine self, now we have a whole symphony that works together. So that's where we're going. I love you. Happy beginning to 2026. Use all of this. Do something amazing. Let me know what your intentions are. If you have your intentions for this year, did you set intentions? Do you have words? Do you have something that you want to put out there, right? Like, for like that you're going to be broadcasting the brilliance, the empowerment, the inspiration, the prosperity, the abundance, like all the things, the love, all of the extraordinary things that you're actually like calling in, that you're intending to create. You can leave them in the comments. I would love to hear. I love you. And all the things you can find in the link in my bio here at Starborn Human.